Welcome to Mainly Wrestling Show. I'm Jack Milner. You can hear me loud and clear today. Hurrah. She's Liz Almeida. He's John Jacobs. And we are here on the 25th anniversary of The Rock becoming the guy. Yeah, spoilers. Sorry, John. 25 years. Get over it. The Rock was plugging his exploits on Joe Rogan in the week. I don't think he was necessarily there to celebrate the 25th anniversary of becoming WWE Champion. However, we will celebrate that for him. Vince Russo's greatest ever night, according to some. Lissy, Survivor Series Deadly Game. Did they dupe you at the time? Because they got me.
Did they dupe me at the time? I don't know. I wasn't born yet, so I'm not sure.
20, darling, you can pass for 30. We're not passing for 24. Come on. Play the game. Bring back Tony. Jeez.
Will you stop? Yes and no, because I think that like you said, that shock value was a very big part of the WWF taking
bro.
I know, right? It's so hard. Like whenever I say it, I have to like think about it for a second. So the WWF being able to surpass WCW, because this is 1998. The NWO storyline is a couple years old at the time, and I think that they're at this point, sorry to bring it back to them, but I feel like everything in the Attitude Era goes back to the NWO. There were a lot of members of the NWO at this time. There was a lot going on for life, but the WWF having that shock value of, you know, those cliffhanger or just like surprise type of endings was a really big asset that they had at the time. So I guess they did get me at the time. I was just a baby, but still.
I mean, if you remember the build up to this, John, I won't probe you on this because you were still, running around in short trousers. In the build up to The Rock had lost the IC title to Triple H at SummerSlam. He'd started trying to go up move up the rankings, right? He had a three-way. He had a three-way match with Mankind and Ken Shamrock at the previous pay-per-view to become number one contender. That was at Breakdown in September. But Mr. McMahon had started focusing attentions on him, trying to put hurdles in front of him. So when it was found out that, oh my God, this was a ruse all along, and they embrace, the penny drops and The Rock becomes the corporate champion, and that leads to a brilliant 6 month build to WrestleMania. When the Fed was goated.
Can I also add, though, I think a lot of people forget that The Rock had only debuted 2 Survivor Series before this.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd only been in the company for 2 years. He was in his mid-20s, pretty much just a baby in the business at the time. So I think that was a lot of trust and confidence of Vince and management to really put that belt on him so early in his career as well, right? When you think literally just a year before, it was Brett who was the champion.
Yeah, I mean, you think of how quickly things move. Survivor Series 96, you had Sid beating Shawn when Shawn was the big babyface champion and was booed out of Madison Square Garden. God, the camera on Jose Lothario. Poor Jose. Another year after the Montreal Screwball. And then you've had such a change in 12 months where Austin's become the guy, Rock beats Mankind, Rock's the new champion, Vince McMahon is the biggest heel in the company. Yeah, that's wild to think, 96 to 97 to 98. Only 2 people I can think of made such a quicker ascent. One would be Kurt Angle, who has been touted as being, nobody has got the industry or the business quicker than Kurt. And the other guy would be your favorite, Randall Keith Orton, who debuted in middle of 2002 and beat Benoit was he 24? He beat Benoit at SummerSlam 2004 when Benoit got booed out of the building. And this was in Canada, right? And they all started cheering for Randy. And then you know what happened there? They say, well, Randy.
Stop.
Not your time.
His reign was like only a month long. That was a dagger, not gonna lie. But Randy's still active. He's coming back. Survivor Series is his event. Don't forget. He's been the sole survivor many times. So hopefully we see him this year.
Yeah, I saw him. Mr. Survivor Series, right? I think he's faced Undertaker. Did he face Triple H? John Cena? If Brett's Mr. SummerSlam, which he is, Sean is Mr. WrestleMania because he's HBK. Randy's Mr. Survivor Series, a nice feather
Thank
in his
you.
cap.
Thank you.
JJ, you've obviously watched Raw this week.
No.
Okay, have you seen the results?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
just,
fill me in.
act like
So Drew has made it. Mammy has gone and got an insurance policy, which has been Drew McIntyre.
Right.
War Games has always been 5-on-5. Always.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch NXT, it doesn't count. Not proper wrestling.
Okay.
Is Drew going to be added and do the baby faces get one more?
Yes, it'll be 5-on-5. So look,
But is
thank
that
you for finally...
Randy or is that the punker?
it's
Randy.
Randy.
It's Randy.
Are you
Listen,
mad?
appreciate you finally throwing to me. Let's just catch up on what's happened. So we finally got your mic working. Excellent work. Thanks to the fans for giving us a shout out.
I put
Appreciate
my mic
you
here because I
guys who
feel like
told us.
put your mic
And-
close. I feel like it looks cute when it's in front of you.
Yeah, there we go. Got a little bit of the color.
I feel like a snooker commentator. Well, you see, he's just touching the pink.
The second thing, you were talking about people who got it really fucking quickly. Can I just throw one into the mix?
Chad Gable.
Logan Paul.
Right, okay.
Oh, absolutely. But he's a showman. He really is. I think that's a really good. I mean, has he been in the business a year? Has it been? And even if he's been there a year, he's
Still like 5-6 matches, right? Lifetime.
Limited. Yes.
He's had no training. He's had
a lot of training.
I have no positive feelings towards him on a personal level. Never really followed his stuff. Don't really give a shit. But in terms of pure athleticism and the stuff he does in the ring, it's fucking special. Like some of the stuff he's done is unreal. So fair play to him. Needs a shout out. Now you asked me 5-on-5 at Survivor Series. Yes, we know who it's going to be. So don't really need to say anything there.
Well, I don't. I only listen to the What Culture show. And they didn't really allude to it.
It's not. I mean, I know you want it to be CM Punk.
No, I don't. I don't want it to be CM Punk. I think if he goes back to WWE, he has to be a heel. He slaughtered the company for 10 years.
Hold on.
He is a heel.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. If he did come out in Chicago, he will come out in Chicago to a hero's reception, and that's fine. Yes. He can come out on the babyface team, and they can do whatever they want from there. I would very much enjoy it if it was, but alas, I don't think it will be.
So, again, going back to a massive niche reference. 2006, Cage of Death. It was Ring of Honor versus CZW. Brian, yeah, I know.
I was going to say.
We'll watch it one day. Homicide comes out. Homicide is the big babyface in ROH. Homicide comes out to an unbelievable pop. Danielson comes out to be the I'm Mr. Ring of Honor World Champion. He comes out and he just attacks Joe, and the crowd go bananas. He attacks Joe because they've got a world title match the month after. Attacks Joe and then just goes and walks out. If Punk was to come out, get a big babyface reaction, and then do something like attack Sami Zayn, oh my god, the people would lose their mind. And then you've got a program. Who do you think the Punk is signed for? Because he's been doing a lot of teasers on social media the last week.
My view is that he knows that people think that the devil might be him, so he's just throwing shits Tony Khan's way to make it so that whoever, when the devil is Adam Cole or whoever it's going to be, everyone's like, that's disappointing. I was hoping it was CM Punk, and everyone's kind of disappointed because he's probably a little bit pissed off about how things happen. He holds grudges and he enjoys being the center of attention, and he probably enjoys fucking Tony Khan over a little bit.
Well, and also, like, I don't know if you guys have seen this recently, but I believe yesterday or the day before, played the Survivor Series theme song on his story on Instagram. I think that Punk has done this many times in the past, right? Like he knows how to troll people. He
fucks with people.
Fans.
Yeah.
He enjoys it. So none of this is surprising to me personally, but maybe he's not going anywhere right now. We don't know.
I think the problem is, like, he's rediscovered his love of wrestling, and it's like it comes across he's addicted to it.
He got a little taste of it again. Yeah.
He loves just when you think I'm done, they pull me back in. Godfather Part 3, horrendous film. But yeah, and he loves the spotlight. He's a narcissist. He has an ego. Look at your face. Yes, throw more shit at the punker, Pepsi Phil. He loves to be the spotlight, the center of attention. So if there is the Fed doing all this record numbers, right? Huge business, sellouts everywhere. He'll want to be a part of that. AEW, things are through the
In
toilet.
the mud.
Business is down. The product is shit. The punker comes back. Ratings go up, attendances go up, everything's better. Who's to blame? Well, I'll take that as a win for me. He can't lose. So him sitting out at the minute, I don't think TNA apparently want to sign him.
TNA. I would love to see him in TNA.
I want to spoon Jamie Hayter. It's not going to happen.
Okay, just stop. No, I would love to see him in TNA. I think that TNA also, I know we didn't get to really talk about this yet. I really didn't love the name Impact. I really love the 3-letter system. It's been working for a long time. Let's just keep that going. But I've seen a resurgence in TNA. They have a lot of good talent there. I think that if third time's the charm for him, Jack, I know that you said that he burned the bridge a long time ago with them, but who knows? You never say never.
Never say never. Unless you're Randy Savage going back to WWE, because
no, that was never. That was
Stephanie Light, the Macho Man.
Stop.
Well, Randy, are we gonna film a show this week or what? JJ?
Let's do it.
Thought we were. So listen, this is what we're watching. We're watching Survivor Series 98 as reference.
So
now, Jack suggested that we start at 2:15. What was it? 2:15 something? But Lissy has suggested that we roll it back a little bit to 2:15:11, just so that we can catch Billy Gunn mooning the crowd before we move into the main event. So
I need some good news today, guys. That's all.
I mean, he's an ass man, so it would be very much on brand.
Thank you. Okay, so on Peacock, it's Series 12, Episode 1, kind of foolish, Survivor Series, 1998.
And on the WWE Network, I don't need to give you the details. Just search Survivor Series 98 in the search bar. Right. You're not going to type it in, are you? You're just going to search Survivor Series 98, and then you find it.
Do you know what, JJ? I've just finally actually seen the match listings for Dynamite. Okay, now I've got it spotted again. Can I read TK's mind or what? Yeah, we're gonna watch Survivor Series. Sorry, it's miles away. We're starting from 2:15:11, so we can see some moon action. Yeah,
so we can see some ass.
Well, click play in 3, 2, 1. There's no point me tracking it because it wouldn't work anywhere.
Not on your Wi-Fi.
Billy wearing.
Oh, yeah, there you go. This is how it's ended up. Rock versus Mankind in the main event.
Yes, sir.
I would love to see him do this now. Okay.
So Shane O'Mac had come back. Austin had been fired. We watched in an earlier Raw, JJ. Do you remember? Screw you, Austin, you're fired. Linda rehired him. He was about to have a match, I think, on Raw a few weeks ago. Shane, the rebellious teen that he is, Shane's like fucking 28 here, right? The rebellious kid. He been hired as a referee and he counted 3 for Austin. So everyone thought he's a good guy. He's against his dad. Austin has Mankind beat in the semi. Shane flies in 1, 2, pause. And Austin's face it's like one of the Attitude Era like stills. And this is all setting up to the fact that Shane was in and out as well with the dad. And to be fair to them, Russo gets a lot of shit. This was well done. Because The Rock was me.
Yeah. I love a storyline that goes throughout. And the thing about this was that you didn't necessarily understand what the storyline was until the conclusion came, right? And it's one of those, you watch it back and you see the little bits that build up throughout the whole show. Very, very, very smart.
And that's kind of what to be fair, AEW at its peak. When something happens, you can go back and see 3 weeks ago that happened. That makes sense. Like 5 weeks ago they did this. Okay. This was, I think, the only ever time you saw Mick Foley clean shaven as well.
Oh, that reminds
They
me.
told me what?
I was sent today. I'll send the picture to you guys in our private chat. I was sent today a video of me at a Poker Stars party in 2012. If you've ever wanted to see my chin, this is this picture.
Just one?
You have a chin?
Well, I mean, there's probably more than one under here. At the time, there was 1.5, I'd say. I don't know what it looks like now. But yeah, it's a very, very baby-faced JJ. It's almost a different person.
Okay,
And now he's a heel, so we all evolve. So Foley at this point, Foley had come to surprise Vince McMahon in the hospital after he'd been there in 3-4 weeks ago, after he'd been assaulted by Undertaker and Kane, who broke his ankle, and that was the birth of Mr. Socko, trying to cheer his good friend Vince up.
Yeah, Mr. McMahon.
Brothers, what's the time check?
I am at 2:18:10. The Rock's music has just hit. He's just coming out.
Okay, thank you. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
and the Rock is over right now.
So I know
definitely
that
notice. Go on, let's see. Go on.
I was gonna say, I know we don't body shame on this podcast at all, because that's not what we do. But when you look at The Rock from 1998 and The Rock from 2023, who do you think looks better?
Well, obviously it's 2023. He's ripped to shit.
Shredded.
But to be fair, if I had his body in 1998, I mean the body that he has in 1998 now, I wouldn't be complaining. So
he looked great back then. I mean, the thing is, it's like when you're younger, I think we all, like, through your mid-20s, like, you still kind of have that, like, baby fat on you, and then you kind of lean out after. Yeah.
But you gotta remember,
the other thing is,
6 weeks later, The Rock went and got surgery. He got chest reduction surgery. He got those titties taken down.
You mean lipo?
Yeah, you remember The Rock went through a phase where he wore the black tracky bottoms and the black t-shirt. It was because he just had surgery. But business was hot, brother. You can't be missing the shows. So he went and got himself taken.
Thing is, what you got to remember now is in 1998, he's traveling the roads all the time. He's doing house shows. He's in and out of towns, traveling all around. Like, it's not easy to do everything you need to do to stay in perfect shape. Now he's on a movie set, got every single little piece of equipment that he needs. He's got his food there. Like, if he's at home, he's got everything. Like, he has everything set up to a T to be exactly where he wants to be, and that makes it 10 times easier to have the body that you want. But still, he's not in bad shape here.
No, he's in good shape. He has a trailer. Whenever he's on set, he has a trailer that I'm sure this is like 3 tons or something stupid. He has his own gym taken around the world in a big fucking, I don't know, caravan almost. So he has everything wherever he needs. And like you said, he has a nutritionist, he has a chef, because he can. So there is
that chest. That chest thing, is that like a Samoan thing? Because you see people like Samoa Joe, who are obviously in good shape.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't come across racist, but it's almost like a trait, right? That Samoan people tend to have.
Yeah, it's like where they carry their weight. Yeah.
But you see it with a lot of Samoan wrestlers. It's definitely a thing. Even a lot of them in fantastic shape, far better shape than I'll ever be in, but they still have that same thing. Obviously, Rock had it originally, and he got surgery.
Yeah. Listen,
I always wondered, at the time they never even referenced it, right, on TV. And at the time you think, why is The Rock wearing a generic? It would be like if you went down to the market, it wasn't Adidas branded. He had the 2 stripes. And it's like, this is like knockoff tracky bottoms. Like, why is he wearing this when he always wears
him wearing those? Yeah,
he wore the Royal. I had the Royal Rumble VHS. Royal Rumble '99. Great event, burned into my childhood memory. And he wore it. Then you think, okay, well, it's a street fight match. Okay, some wrestlers wear it. But then he was still doing it for normal matches, and they never explained it once. They just got on with it, and then
I don't think they could have explained it, Jack. There was no explanation to be had.
Yeah, Dwayne has had chest reduction surgery. Right? There's no. I just said there's no explanation for it. Outside of kayfabe.
Don't call it chest reduction. Just say lipo. It sounds better.
Does it?
I think so. I feel like chest reduction is like it sounds very extreme.
But it's true.
Did
Anyway,
you like his did you like his boots that like had the little cutout for his calf?
I hadn't noticed that before.
You've never noticed this?
Oh wow. Is that because he had big calves and he was showing off?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
He's a calf man.
I'm a calf man.
Genius.
Oh my God.
Anyway, the fact around this is right. They've got there's going to be a new WWF champion crowned. So Mick Foley. But look at the guys in the front row, right? There's Goldust, Mankind, and Kane.
They're
Can you
lit.
see them?
They're
I can see
lit.
them.
They're
A
lit.
couple of Pittsburgh Steelers fans there. Oh, here's Vince and Shane.
Here
But
they
whose side are they
come.
on?
It's so crazy how different Vince looks right now
Oh my
versus
God.
25 years ago. He doesn't look like the same person.
He's melted.
Was you that put that up the other day? And I was like, I have to go.
And they're
Oh
all
my
saying,
God.
like, JR's doing a great job on commentary going, look at him, look at the swagger on Vince. Who does he think he thinks he's John Wayne. And look at that kid. We thought he was different from his dad, but we were wrong.
Oh man.
Big chin Lockie thinks he's Randy Orton. Come on, Mick.
First of all, I'm not gonna go too in on that little dig that you just took on Randy Orton, because I remember being at a show. I don't remember what year it was. I don't care. Also, I have so many wrestling chairs here. I need to bring them upstairs. They're downstairs. I need to bring them up and show them to you guys. So there was a fan in the crowd. This was like in the mid 2000s, and he had a sign and it said, "Another headlock, Randy." Like, I wanted to punch that guy. Like, it's a legitimate move. He's wearing the man down. Like, that's his strategy. Stop.
Can I interject?
Yes.
I want the Ric Flair story.
What Ric Flair story?
The signed picture.
Oh, hold on. It's here. It's here. It's here.
Oh my God. How many times do I have to call a fucking timeout for you to get it?
I'm sorry. I'll show you all of them. Okay, so for those not in attendance, look at you. You're not even here. So
You have signed pictures of Ric Flair and Bret Hart. Only my two
so
favorite wrestlers of all time.
I'm at my parents' house, and if my parents are anything like other people's parents or vice versa, you know that parents do not throw anything away. It's actually scary the amount of junk that we have here. So we have like a room that used to be the guest room where it just has like a bunch of like old stuff in there. So I had a box that was mine, and I opened it a couple weeks ago, and I found this lovely photo of my man. You see him here?
Mm-hmm.
To Lacey, Bret Hitman Hart, and he put a little heart there. If you can see that, that's special.
So jealous.
So we met him at an ROH show. It had to be maybe 2007 or 8. They were at the BU Boston University. They have like a little gym arena there. This is when ROH still used to tour. It was great. It was so nice meeting Bret Hart. He was absolutely wonderful. He asked me if we'd met before because he said that I was very pretty, and he felt like he remembered my face. And I just, I melted that moment. I really did.
At least I've made a charming wrestler since 2007.
No, since before then. Okay. And then
You must have been like 12 there, right?
This here I have to frame this. Okay. So it says to Frank. So Frank is my grandpa. So my grandpa was at a signing at a mall. He was at a mall, and there was a signing for WCW Superstars. And he brought me a ton of autographs, which is like at the time was a very big deal because we didn't have a lot of access to wrestlers, if you remember. Like, now they tour and they do different stuff. Like, back then they didn't really do that a lot, especially in the North. The WCW was much bigger in the South and in other parts of the country. Like like the Northeast was WWF territory. So it was really cool that like my grandpa met Ric Flair and he brought it back to me. And there's a few others, but this is the one that like I made sure I kept. Thank you for listening.
No, you can have to do more than that. I want more about the photo. Why did your granddad feel the need to get it?
Oh wow.
He's not a wrestling fan, right?
We're going very deep. No, so Frank is a wrestling fan. Like obviously he's, he was a boxer when he was younger. He was the champion, as we say, as he calls himself, says he was a champion in his weight class in Cape Verde. I believed him. But he knows how much I love wrestling. And I was a kid. I was probably maybe 10 at the time. So he was like, became very, very, very excited to bring it to me. So this is like one of my prized possessions. So it has a good little connection between my relationship with him and my relationship with wrestling. So very heartwarming moment.
It's a very cool grandpa type story, right? I know my granddaughter loves this stuff, so I'm gonna queue up and get it because she might like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I loved
Beautiful
it.
thing.
So. Thank you.
It's more the fact when you posted it, you can follow her at Liz Almeida on Instagram and Twitter. And when you posted it last week, like JJ wrote in our group chat, like, you're gonna have to show Jack the Flair thing. And I don't go on Instagram on my own thing. I go on every 3 or 4 days. Normally I've missed like Lorraine tagging me in a picture of George in a story, and Jacob's like, "Oh, Lorraine had to use," and in case of like, "Oh, I've got to go on it because Lizzie's done something." A signed photo of Ric Flair. Say what? The Nate, the greatest of all time.
Well, listen, did you see how well his energy drink is doing? They're now the official energy drink of, oh my God, I'm going to like butcher this. But no, AW, yeah, but also of an NHL team. So seems like he's doing really well.
They reached out to me and offered me. JJ, do you remember I wrote in the group, does anybody want 2 crates of Woo Energy?
So what happened?
Nobody wanted it, so I said no, go away.
No, but I think that they could be the official energy drink of mainly wrestling.
I mean, they could, but I don't drink energy drinks. Do you?
You don't need to.
Maybe we'll start. Come on, man.
JJ, do you know how Lorraine's already known the fact that I have a big Morrison's bag for life filled with these fucking wrestling brawlers, whatever it's called. By the way, happy birthday, Seb. Hope you liked it.
He liked it. Okay. Penny liked it too. They've been fighting with it and over it.
But I've still got a bag of them. And by the way, I actually picked out those pajamas myself. I really wanted some for myself.
Okay, stop trying to take credit.
What?
Stop taking credit.
It's the only time I've ever done anything for a kid's party. I got Seb some pajamas, but he had a Superman cape on the back.
Very cool.
I asked Lorraine if she'd get me them for my birthday, but never mind. What? I lost my
He's currently wearing his new Spider-Man pajamas, which he's obsessed with because that's what Granddad got him. But after they go in the wash, it'll be the Superman. So
when I saw Big, I don't know his name either. So I was like
Tim.
I didn't know it was Tim. I thought he looked like a Dave. In the barber's on Saturday morning. All right, mate. How's it going? You what?
He didn't say that, did
he? He went, you what? I said, how'd you get on last night? Because you're on duty. So what? You were babysitting, right? John and Nicole were out for the night for his birthday.
He did it. He
said like, no, that's my other daughter. Like, oh, and he went, how'd you know?
He's like, who?
I said,
that's dad code for who are you?
I literally brought your grandson to you on Thursday because he was asking where's Granddad. I said,
this is what's funny, right? So it was Nicole's sister who babysat on my birthday, and obviously we ended up staying in the hotel, same hotel that Tim was staying in. Nicole left early to go pick up the kids.
Sorry.
So Nicole left early to go pick up the kids, whatever. And I stayed and went down, got breakfast, relaxed in the morning. And I bumped into Tim at breakfast. He was like, what are you doing here? Like, he had no idea we were staying on that hotel because, yeah, anyway. But
not something explained to the father-in-law. Well, my birthday. Woo!
I ended up going out doing karaoke till 3:30 in the morning while she slept in the hotel room.
Oh my God, I love this.
Happy
Oh my
birthday,
God.
John.
It was a fun night.
Happy
I
belated. It's a week ago.
I explained to him the fact I was at the party on Thursday. I said I do a podcast with your son-in-law. I said I've also seen you in the park. I've seen you at swimming. I've seen you at other family gatherings. He went, "Ah, well, you know it is." And then I said like, "Oh, John and Nicole are off to another party this morning." I said, "My
This
missus has
is
gone
so
there."
cringe.
I goes, "Oh, you could manage to get out of it. Good lad. Yeah, I like you." But
Oh my God.
he's like,
Wow.
I love Tim.
geezer.
He's great.
Oh, Mr.
Tim
Bruce.
and I get along very, very well because Tim obviously spent the vast majority of his life married to a
What a bum.
Ghanaian woman who is very, very similar to the woman that I have children with. So the experiences that I go through, I can speak about them with him, and I understand what you're going through, John. I've lived that life.
John, that's John's way of saying politely. His missus, his fiance, mother of children, very much like her mother, which is something you don't really admit to a girl. And you are right though. Same with her dad. Willie.
She doesn't watch the show, so it's fine. She has zero interest.
Willie
I'm
Willie always say like, I said, like, she's giving out to me again, Willie. Jesus, she'll do that. Jeez, I've had it for 40 years, so I have. It's fine. I can't tell you it'll pass, but just grin and bear it. But,
hang in there, guys.
Men have that empathy level, don't they? Whereas I know what you're going through.
He taught me that the most important phrase I will ever learn is "yes, dear," and saved me many, many arguments.
By the way, look how over this people's elbow is right now. The Rock was getting booed out the building just 18 months ago. Die Rocky Die.
I thought it was less than that, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, middle of 97, March, April. He was still the big double annuity. WrestleMania 97, he has a match with the Sultan, I think, as Intercontinental Champion, and then the turn starts for the next 2 or 3 months. He has an injury, is off for 3 months, and comes back and joins the Nation, dressed like I don't know, chinos and a Hawaiian shirt and loafers. It's the most bizarre heel turn attire in the world.
Well, you have to remember that The Rock is from Miami, and especially
he was born in Canada. Eh?
Was he?
Look it up. He was born in Canada.
No, he wasn't. His dad is from Canada.
Alessandra, do you want to have a wager on this?
Yeah, I think.
Don't use those words.
Government name.
Not the government name.
No, yeah, exactly. What are you doing? I've just become so accustomed.
I want to be known as Tony from now on. That's my new nickname. Tony Milner.
You are. Why are you like this? No, truly,
Lisa. Shall we do a show on Rep That, just me and you, and get rid of the white guy?
I really think we should. I really think we should, because Jack is insufferable at times.
Oh no, a veces siempre, no.
No, but I really no, but back to what we were saying. I don't think that The Rock was born in Canada. I know his father was from Canada. So I know Big Rocky was from there, but The Rock, he was definitely born in the US. I don't remember where. And he grew up in Hawaii. But he went to college in Miami, so like his formative years were spent in Miami, and that's
Miami Hurricanes, right?
Like a Miami boy.
Oh, exactly. The bell's gone. Vince has rang the bell because he's.
What will we do? What will we do?
I don't know what happened. Very confusing. Bit of a schmoz.
It was the dad. It was the Rock's. I got this wrong.
Say it again. Louder for the ones in the back.
I was wrong. I apologize. You ready? You ready? You ready?
Yes, sir.
And JR is disgusted.
We should just soak in this moment because Jack's encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling is, lauded over his his mic quality, and Lissy got one over. Lissy was right, Jack was wrong.
No, and I pride myself on knowing some facts, so I'm really happy that this time it worked out for me. Thank you. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ first and foremost.
I understand.
Oh
and
boy.
The rest.
That's a rabbit. That's a rabbit hole we could go down.
Thank you, Jesus.
Woo! MVP, undefeated, 2023 years.
What about that time when they got him on the no?
Yeah, that was after that.
He made a comeback, didn't he?
Yes, exactly. That's why
it was like
2023.
Drop the arm, and then on the Monday he was like,
Rocky Johnson was born in Nova Scotia, Canada. I am so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I know we've had a long night. It's okay.
We've had some interesting calls today.
Thanks, Tony.
Oh boy.
They're throwing the rubbish in the ring. Oh, The Rock just dropped the F-bomb. I love it.
Oh, Lacey, what time are you on? I'm on 2:38:43.
I don't know.
49, 50, 51.
Oh, sorry. I'm like 10 seconds ahead of you guys. Sorry.
Each and every one of you.
When again, this age, I'm trying to think. 298. Last year of junior school, high school, whatever it is. That last year, everyone thought those sideburns were so good. When I'm older, I'm so gonna grow those sideburns. I think I did it once, and Lorraine looked at me when shave them off.
Take that shit off.
They look ridiculous.
It's too much. Like, The Rock was doing something. Absolutely, he was. But for the average everyday man, I do not recommend.
I think if you have the sideburns, you have to have the fanny pack and the gold chain
with the black turtleneck.
And the black turtleneck. Yes. Yeah. Then it's fine. But you can't just choose little bits. You've got to go for the whole look.
You got to. And you have to have the little curls up top too.
Well, some of us are struggling up top.
Wow. Oh boy.
Not you.
Okay, hell. More jabs than one of Tony's boxing events.
No, I mean
the next 4 or 5 months, when we saw Corporate Rock, the corporate champion, we saw him really come into his character. He started talking more trash. He would not the belt shot. Oh, it's
Mankind as well. Mankind's such a sympathetic character. It's really rare that you have a big guy in wrestling that can garner so much sympathy. And the fact that he spent a lot of time behind a mask as well, but still managed to convey, like, that just shows you what a special character Mick Foley was.
Yeah. Well, also Mick Foley in real life, just it's interesting because you look at him and just his overall look doesn't match his emotional intelligence. Like, he's he really is, like, he's a very kind, empathetic, like, just very soft-spoken.
Smart. Really smart. Really fucking smart.
Extremely intelligent. Looks can be deceiving.
That's the photo. That's the still that was used.
That's it.
That's the quite literal anointment. You might as well have Prince William there in the middle. You've got King Charles. And I was going to say Prince Andrew then. Jesus.
Yeah. Actually, we're not too far off.
Oh, look who's back. And this is the feud for the next. There's your WrestleMania build sorted.
There you go. For the next, 6-7 months? Yeah, 6 months.
And that would be the first of their 3 WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania 15 doing huge business in, I think it was Philly.
I mean,
people forget that the 99 Rumble, look at the man's running. 99 Rumble, do you know who won the 99 Royal Rumble, JJ?
Can tell you.
Vince McMahon.
Ah.
Vince was one Austin was 2, and China was 30. It was a wild time. Vince won the Rumble. He put it on the line in a steel cage match against Austin at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Feb 14th.
I remember that match when Austin beat the shit out of him, and then
the
bell didn't ring, right? Yeah.
No, the bell did ring, but the Big Show came up out the ring, threw Austin into the cage, and it broke and he fell out.
No, but the story, but the story of it was that Austin beat the shit out of him for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was the bell didn't even ring, the match hasn't even started yet, and then the shit happened.
Yeah, he threw him off the edge and he landed like right on the edge of the commentary box, and like, oh my God, it looks awful.
It was brutal.
This was
Austin had no friends, by the way. Just that was just for GP for Mick.
But like I said, poor move. But again, Mick Foley was used to get everyone over. Austin's first feud as WWF champion, 2 pay-per-view matches with Foley. Rock, he wins the belt in the final against Mankind here. They have a pay-per-view match the month after of Rock Bottom and Royal Rumble and St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And then what, Triple H? I won't say anything nasty about him in this instance. He has pay-per-view matches with Cactus Jack, Royal Rumble, and No Way Out 2000, and then retires him. He was, as you said, JJ, Foley was the perfect guy to get sympathy, despite being a man of his build.
Thatcher, yeah.
Why are they blurring the fingers?
That's so weird, right? I thought it was just I thought it was just on Peacock because they had cleaned up a lot of content, but wow, for you guys too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So that was the Survivor Series. The Rock wins the title, but Austin sends the fans home happy. What's with the 2? Is this because you're going to London at the weekend now? Going to get into... Have some of that. Oh my God. JJ, what do you think of that?
We did it.
I mean, unusually for us, it was actually a show that I had seen before. And yeah, it set up the iconic rivalries of that generation, which, is lauded as the greatest generation in sort of the last 30 years of wrestling. The Attitude Era and everything that brought around, like, love it or hate it, but that was when wrestling was at its most popular since.
Make wrestling great again. Jack will say that it was 1986 with the Horsemen and Dusty when they broke his leg in the private jet.
I'll tell you what. If you ask anyone, any wrestling fan from any era, for their Mount Rushmore, right, and they've watched various eras, I guarantee that probably 90% will have at least either The Rock or Austin on their Mount Rushmore of wrestling, right?
If you look on at Wrestling 80s 90s on Twitter at the minute, there is a name your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. You would be shocked at how diverse wrestling fans are with their favoritisms. Mount Rushmore is different. Favoritism is another one. Like, so there's a girl who, oh my God, I don't want to besmirch her name.
No, you don't need to call anyone out, but people.
Just say a girl.
Like
okay, go ahead.
A girl who was tagged in. I'm like, I've never heard of this girl before. We reached out. She's going to be on the podcast, hopefully, maybe next weekend. But for me, that was an opener in terms of wrestling is so subjective. How you can think somebody is so great or they are my favorite of all time. Someone else might not have ever heard of them. Someone else might think they're terrible. That's what makes pro wrestling so brilliant. It's just pure.
I think there's a difference between a Mount Rushmore where you are literally saying these are the 4 most iconic wrestlers in history versus your favorites. If you say to me who are your favorites, my first 2 favorites that I would put above anyone else are Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. Right?
What? You hate the
those
poster?
Those
Who are you?
Those are my 2 favorite in terms of who I most have
Who
enjoyed
are
watching.
you?
But you're always horrible about the punker.
I'm talking about who I have enjoyed watching.
You know, you
in the
think
ring.
you know a guy, and then you ask him for his favorites or his Mount Rushmore, and then he says CM Punk. And John, I just don't know you at all.
But what I am saying is,
You
in
booed
terms of a
him.
Mount Rushmore,
You booed him at Wembley. I was
Yeah,
telling you to sit down.
because as a human being, he is a cunt. But
Wow.
I'm saying, in terms of who I enjoy watching in the ring,
I get it.
those two would always be up there for me. But I think if you're saying in terms of Mount Rushmores, I think most fans who have watched this era of wrestling would have one of those two on their Mount Rushmore. And my point was that this was the start of what many people consider to be one of, if not the most iconic feuds in wrestling ever. Definitely the most iconic feud of the Attitude Era, and was the main event of what a lot of people think was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. So there you go.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say. Hope you appreciated the bombshells.
Thank you.
And what I was saying was, those are the two people who I have most enjoyed watching on my television screens, regardless of what I think of them as human beings. Daniel Bryan, lovely human being. CM
Don't
Punk,
call him Daniel Bryan.
not. Bryan Danielson, my
Thank you.
apologies.
Thank you.
Lovely human being. Phil Brooks, not. But, you know, this is art, not assessing a human being's nature. I also sang along to every single word of Chris Jericho's theme tune. I think he's a cunt, but there you go.
How does that make any sense?
When I'm at a live event, I am enjoying the event for what the event is. I'm not sitting there going, well, don't like this guy because one time he said that he didn't like abortion. So you're there for the enjoyment of the show, right? So it doesn't really matter. I'm there to enjoy myself. If I'm watching something on TV, I'm there to enjoy myself. And that's why I watch it. And those are the two people who I have enjoyed watching more than anyone else in the last 20 years of watching wrestling. There you go.
The words,
probably
John,
the most I've talked in about 2 minutes on this show ever.
the words John is looking for are suspension of disbelief. I want to just get away from my fact. I've got to get the kids ready in the morning. I've got to go to work. I'm doing this. I'm going to sit for an hour and just watch wrestling and switch off. And if I think this guy, he's a horrible prick. He keeps cheating to win. I want to boom. This guy, he keeps fighting for it. Sami Zayn, he's an underdog. He keeps trying. God love him. He was just, I'm going to keep cheering him.
It's in the same way that, I mean, we've covered Chris Benoit matches on this show, right? No one is going to sit here and have any comment positively about Chris Benoit as a human being, but we watch it as an art form, and that's what that is.
Very good.
It's the most extreme example I can give.
Thank you.
I could say something controversial, but
Let's just not and say we did.
I mean, that wasn't the start of the feud because they had a pay-per-view match December the 7th, 97 for the IC title, The Rock and Stone Cold. But cramp. That's karma. That's karma. I've got cramp, Lissy. Don't look at me like that. Lissy, wrap the show.
All right, guys. That was Survivor. I don't even know what we just watched. That was Survivor Series 1998.
Jack, point your toes at the ceiling.
Are you okay, Jack? Jack, is it your leg?
He got cramp.
Okay, Jack's dying. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Survivor Series 1998. Join us next time. Hopefully we'll have a guest for you. As Jack says, ta-ta.
That's stuff.
Bye.